This is our third year of doing this award, and it's only for CIOs or Chief Medical Information Officers who foster a culture within their organizations that's innovative and sustainable. So we have a few criteria. This year was record-breaking. So in the third year, we had double the applicants from last year, and in the second year, we had double in the first year. So it goes through a very rigorous process to get down to the final winners. So it takes a long time and it's a lot of work. The goal of the award is to recognize CIOs for their leadership in envisaging and executing innovation within an organization. And these are key. We have key leadership facets. So we have the organizational leadership, the ability to build an IT organization with the right skills, technology, and processes to support the business strategy. So we've talked about that a lot today, how the CIOs need to merge with the business side of things so that they really have a seat at the table and a voice in the business decisions. The second is business collaboration. So the ability to engage within the organization, across the organization, and with partners, and to understand what's driving business value. So excellence in execution is only one facet of it. The other is to really understand what the rest of the organization is doing. And the third is sustainable. So maintaining innovation, even in tough times, even in circumstances where sometimes you just want to retreat and just make sure that you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's. So this is pushing forward at all times. So with that, I'd like to introduce the Dean of the MIT Sloan School of Management, David Schmittlein, and Ellen Quackenbush, co-chair of the award process, to announce the winner and speak a bit about it. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you all for choosing to gather around the CIO Forum, around this award. I want to take just less than 30 seconds to express my appreciation on behalf of MIT's Sloan School for the sponsors of this event. I am just delighted to see the turnout for this CIO event, really extraordinary. I know that this is an opportunity for many people to gather around MIT and its amazing communities. I trust this has been a great event and that we'll see you at many more. It is a great honor for me to be able to celebrate and welcome the winners of the 2010 Award for Innovation Leadership. This is a time, that is still an extraordinarily tough time for organizations, for businesses. And you know very well that in tough times, it's not as if the world slows down and we all wait for the green shoots to come up and then things accelerate again. It is the tough times that separate the firms that will be leaders and winners from the organizations that will be severely challenged, and in some cases, fail to survive. So we also know what distinguishes the organizations that succeed, and that is continuous, value-oriented, externally oriented innovation. And so the kind of quirky thing about this is that it is innovation during the toughest of times, when money is the tightest that it will ever be, that tends to separate the winners from those who aren't. And so it is an especially auspicious time to celebrate leaders who have been able within their organization to create the kind of innovation that is not just information technology, as you know, and as you've discussed today, for information technology's sake, but that is deeply connected to the value that the organization provides to the world. It's a great honor to be here with you. It's a great honor to celebrate these leaders. And again, thank you very much for coming together. Now, I know that I'm to turn this over to Ellen, and actual substance is to ensue.
Thanks, Dean Schmittlein. On behalf of the award committee and our distinguished panel of judges, I am very happy to present the recipients of the 2010 CIO Award for Innovation Leadership, and I'll learn to use this. First, a little background on the award process, and actually Christopher told you most of this, so I will just simply say that in good MIT style, we put each award applicant through a rigorous process, which included two rounds, say this, of scoring against key leadership criteria, which Christopher told you about, and followed by in-depth interviews of each of the finalists. We were assisted in this analysis by a distinguished panel of judges. These included CIOs from a broad range of industries, IT thought leaders and consultants, and members of the MIT research community. The quality of our process was enhanced by the experience and insight that our judges applied to their evaluations, and we are very grateful for their commitment. And now to the 2010 award recipients. And Dean Schmittlein is going to help me with presenting the actual award plaques and to the winners. Our first recipient is Jim Noga, CIO. Jim is CIO of Mass General Hospital, a world-renowned teaching and research hospital right across the river here in Boston. Jim has a long track record of partnering with his clinical staff to deliver targeted innovations. As Jim's quote says, right up here, he is not afraid to take risks and take an iterative path to collaboration. This was the case with his video medical interpreter, which delivers remote access to interpreter services to non-English speaking patients at Mass General. After several versions, including a voice-based system, the VMI was deployed and gained wide acceptance. It increased interpreter productivity by over 300% and increased patient privacy during delicate consultations. Jim hopes to encourage the deployment of VMI to other hospitals in Boston, allowing increased coverage of other languages. Congratulations on your accomplishments, Jim. Our next recipient is Christopher Rieder, Senior Vice President and CIO at VITAS Innovative Hospice Care, which delivers hospice services to over 12,000 patients in 16 states. Unfortunately, due to a business conflict, Chris is unable to join us today. Chris believes that innovation is a combination of technology, change, and business transformation. When he was unable to find an electronic medical record and integrated communication systems to fit the unique needs of the hospice community, Chris set out to work with his business clients and IT team to develop his own. His metric was both cost savings and over the previous paper-based system, but as well as increased time that hospice workers could devote to their patients and families. We congratulate Jim on his achievements. Thank you. Our next two award recipients, Tom Nealon from JCPenney and Casey Coleman from the USGSA. See, she has a great fan club already. I'm very pleased. First woman award recipient, go, Casey. They're very strong candidates within their own domain. In recognition of the unique requirements in the public versus private domain, the award committee elected to name two winners this year. So the 2010 award winner in the private sector is Tom Nealon, Senior Vice President and CIO of JCPenney, $17 billion retailer with over 1,000 retail outlets in the US. Due to a death in his family, Tom is unable to join us today, but has composed some remarks describing his vision of CIO leadership, which we have posted on the award website. Tom's philosophy of innovation is based on collaboration and communication. According to Tom, a CIO's job is to identify those sacred processes in a business and then develop the business processes and IT support that fit the culture of their organization to guarantee sustained success. The door-to-floor inbound merchandise system provides 48-hour delivery visibility at the store level. His metric for success was not just efficiency, but rather increased space time for JCPenney's retail associates to spend time with the customers. Tom has achieved remarkable success at JCPenney and is truly a core member of the senior executive team. Strategy, investor relations, and IT report to him, which is quite unusual in the CIO domain. We're sorry that Tom couldn't share his insights with us in person. And finally, this 2010 CIO Award recipient in the public sector is Casey Coleman, CIO of the U.S. General Services Administration. If the GSA were a public company, it would rank among the Fortune 500. Its 12,000 employees deliver services across the federal government, generating over $17 billion in revenue. Casey's a great communicator with a commitment to building a culture of collaboration and innovation within the federal government. She won broad support among GSA senior officials for the solid governance she put in place, and a lot of respect from GSA staff for dramatic improvements in core IT services. She was selected by Vivek Kundra, the federal CIO, and also a 2008 CIO Award recipient, to head President Obama's cloud computing initiative. This ambitious program will serve as a model for future government-wide initiatives. Casey's been very effective in meeting this challenge, ramping cloud applications tenfold from 400 to over 4,000, and providing centralized security management. Casey's going to give us some more details of her vision of CIO leadership. And before I turn the stage over to her, if we can have just another round of applause for all 4 of our award recipients this year.
Yes. Is my mic on? All right. Thank you to Dean Schmittlein, and thank you all for this wonderful recognition. I'm deeply honored to receive this award on behalf of my team and on behalf of all of GSA. The President has made innovation a top priority, and in bestowing this award on me, you honor our work to drive innovation throughout all of government. We seek to provide an environment of openness and transparency throughout government, being more accessible to the public, and that is what the citizens of this country deserve and expect. Innovation is the engine driving the American economy, and government is stepping up to the plate, not only to do our fair share, but also to lead. I'm particularly excited that GSA is going to play an active role in helping move the government to a more sustainable future. GSA Administrator Martha Johnson just recently set forth a bold agenda to move government to a zero environmental footprint. We don't yet know how we're going to do that, but we know that this is our moonshot. And I'm among those ready, willing, and able to step up to the plate and blast off us and take us out of there, to mix my metaphors. The federal government has often been a source of technological innovation. But I have learned that driving innovation into our federal organizations is really not about the technology, and that's no surprise to any of you. It's really about the people, the culture, and the incentives. Public servants don't get stock options. We don't have the potential of a big financial upside when our organizations are successful. So the forces that might naturally align an organization are different for us. But federal employees are exceedingly proud of their mission and the work that their agency or department performs. And the job of the innovator is to explain and to persuade those federal employees that the changes you're proposing will make their job better and help them perform their mission more effectively. One of our innovations at GSA was to centralize all of our common infrastructure, WAN, LAN, wireless, laptops, and so forth, from 39 different teams into one global delivery program. The benefits are obvious: better security, eliminating technological disparities, cost efficiencies, more agility. But folks at GSA were generally not very excited about these benefits. Rather, they were concerned about a loss of local control, and their concerns were valid. So my team and I visited every GSA office to visit with the leaders there locally and to hold open forums with all of the employees. And we just sat there and listened. They had questions, they had concerns, they had issues, and we took all of those down. We were transparent. We didn't try to persuade them that things were better than they were, because in the beginning we got off to a rocky start. But we made a lot of changes as a result of the great feedback that we got. We created an action plan. We communicated all the results. We changed our help desk. We put more specialists on the help desk so that instead of taking a call and logging a ticket, they began solving problems right there on the phone. We changed our processes. We employed ITIL processes, and we changed what had been a 17 touch point laptop deployment process that took weeks and was annoying everyone. It was taking forever. We moved that to a simple process that takes a day or two, and laptops generally are waiting when new employees arrive. We began tracking our customer satisfaction. It had been in the low 70s when we started, and that's not bad, but today it's at over 95% as a result of the changes that we've made. And I think more than just the changes we've made, I think it's a consequence of listening to people and causing them to feel included and giving them a reason to partner with us. Now we are working on a federal approach to cloud computing at the leadership of Federal CIO Vivek Kundra, who was mentioned a moment ago. One of the key challenges is maintaining security and privacy controls in a federal cloud services environment. We are creating a program called FedRAMP to ensure that the cloud services used by the federal government are secure and compliant, and also to ensure that every agency need not duplicate the same security process over and over again for the same services. So we're trying to get some economies of scale that the cloud naturally offers. What we are doing within GSA and throughout the federal government is not easy. You know this, your jobs are not easy either. But I'm encouraged by the words of the Sloan Institution's benefactor, Alfred Sloan, who said, "There has to be this pioneer, the individual who has the courage, the ambition to overcome the obstacles that always develop when one tries to do something worthwhile, especially when it is new and different. I believe that by shining a bright spotlight on the people, programs, and organizations that continue to drive technological innovation, the MIT Sloan CIO Symposium Innovation Award honors the pioneering spirit of Mr. Sloan, and I am deeply honored and humbled to be among its recipients. So thank you very much."